show.
All right. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the last Friday in January. Let's get out of this cold weather and move to the Triple Crown Trail, but the last Friday in January for our happy hour Let It Run podcast. My name is John Costin, the traveling handicapper, which happens to be at home today.
Oh, wait, what? Whoa.
I know.
Send up the flags. John is home? Oh, boy. What, till tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow you'll travel.
Yeah, we're traveling tomorrow. So along with me, my co-host here, Fred Bro York. How you doing on this cold, chilly Hamilton Township day?
It is cold. It is cold. There's no question it's going to be cold for a while. Thankfully, it's going to be nice and warm down at the two tracks we're going to be looking at tomorrow in the NHC contest, where we're going to be at Monmouth Park Live, talking about the late Pick 5 at Gulfstream Park, which includes the Holy Bull. But give me a minute, John. I'm going to just talk about our sponsors. For those of you who have been watching the podcast, in addition to our sponsors, my voice is kind of slowly coming back. Hopefully, next couple of days will be 100%. But in the meantime, I want to thank our sponsors once again. Case's Pork Roll, family owned and operated since 1870. Definitely try Case for the taste. Maybe we'll have some pork roll tomorrow in Monmouth. I don't know. We'll see how that works out.
They don't have it on the menu. It was not there. They got burgers. They got
chicken sandwiches. The president of Case Pork Roll, who we know personally, and see if he can do something about that.
Let's get him there with us. Yeah.
We got connections. Let's go. So also the vape shop in Hamilton, located on Route 33, has all your vape supplies and a full selection of CBD products. Alicia, wish you well. And our new sponsor, Brisnet. If you have the opportunity, or if you have had the opportunity to check out Brisnet's handicapping information, there is a wealth of information available there that covers a lot of good information. That some of it you don't get anywhere else. There's no doubt about that. Where they provide you some percentages, things like when the horse is dropping in 2 classes, or second time on Lasix, things like that add to the ability of you to use whatever method or whatever means you use to handicap it. Give you that little edge that can make a difference. And then talking about making a difference, John and I are going to continue to provide a couple times a week Brisnet play of the day and JK's Brisnet play of the day. So we're going to talk about a race. Last week on Wednesday, we talked about a race from Tampa. Didn't work out. Unfortunately, the horse did not get out the way it was supposed to. Had all the makings of an early break from the gate on paper. But you know what they say, John? Races aren't run on paper, correct?
That's what happened. The horse didn't get the lead, sitting there in third in chase mode. And when you put those speed horses in chase mode, they're a different animal. And right when out of the backstretch, you could see that, that horse, once didn't get the lead, wasn't going to go forward. So it wasn't the right trip. And on paper, it did look like the, speed of the speed, almost lone speed. So that was your first loss on your Brisnet pick of the day. You had a nice streak going with a nice 980 winner that won by 7 lengths, then followed it up with another winner, and then this was your first loss. So 2 out of 3 is not bad in this game. If you could bat
I will have another one tomorrow. I'll briefly touch on it today, but John, we're going to talk about the Holy Bull. So why don't you start with that? And there is a news too that Ted Nafi is off the Derby trail, correct?
Yeah, that's a lot of news for the Derby favorite who hasn't lost a race. Impressive, but it was a bone bruise that they will need about 4 to 6 weeks of recuperation, but will be back for the summer Saratoga meet. So now they're gonna hopefully get healthy, get ready for the the Jim Dandy and the Travers and go that route. So we'll look forward to Ted Nafi in the middle of the summer.
Well, we wish that horse and all the connections, everybody felt such good luck and get that horse healthy and back on the track. We love to see him.
Yep. So now this is on the Derby, now a wide open Derby trail as of yesterday. So probably didn't even see the Derby winner even surface yet. Maybe won a maiden race or something. So it could change so fast overnight with these young 3-year-olds. So now we're going to Holy Bull, a grade 3, Derby points on the line. I think it's 20 points for the winner. Do you know, is that right?
No, 20 points, yep.
Yep. It's a grade 3, a mile and a 16th, 2 turns. A lot of these are attempting 2 turns for the first time. So there are 2 scratches. The 6 did not make the flight from California, so the 6 is definitely out. And what Chad Summers said, not officially yet, but the 9 will withdraw and run at Tampa Bay next week.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
That's
we're counting on the 6 and the 9 out, and we got a 7-horse race. We're going to start on the rail with Incredible 9-2. Pin Oak Stud paid not pretty cheap, $75,000 for this one.
yeah.
But I'm afraid, Riley Mott, if he falls into like his father, he's not going to have the screws, totally turned for this one here. He knows the ultimate goal is the Derby. So I don't know if this horse, I think it has the talent. It's somebody I'm going to follow on the Derby trail. Somebody I would consider a future Derby wager on. Has the makings of a Derby horse. But tomorrow, the last Saturday in January, is it going to be cranked up to repeat that Street Sense race? That's my question. The horse has all the talent in the world. And I heard Randy Moss talking on a podcast earlier that basically what he expects this horse to step forward probably in the 91 to 92 buyer range. That's what he's expecting him to run. Whether it's good enough to win this race, all well, it could be. But if he falls a little short of that and he's not cranked, somebody that absolutely can win the race, I'm going to include. But my only fear is that, Riley Mott would not have it, 100% cranked in this spot. In a race that's void of speed now, and this horse is going to come from out of it. And I think he's going to make that one run, whether he gets to the leaders or not. I don't think they're going to crush him and, kill him in the lane trying to get there to win the Holy Bull. This is not the goal.
No, I agree with you there. I think, this is only one of 2 horses who have won at the mile and 16 distance. The 1, Incredible, has won. The 3, which we'll get to him soon, has won twice at a mile and 16. I find that a little interesting. But I agree. I don't think they're going to have this horse cranked up. He already has 10 points from the Street Sense. Would he like to get a few more points? Of course, to see where he stands, to absolutely make sure that he's in that top 20 to get into the Derby. But he, I believe, is the only horse in the race, John, that has any points. And at 9-2, like you said, worth a shot. I agree. I don't think they're going to have him cranked up. I think that's what Riley Mott is going to tell Torres, riding him out, give him a chance. He's going to be up front. Certainly in each of the races he's been in, other than his first, maybe he shows he can already pass horses, so that's going to happen. But we'll see. So the 2-horse, Roger That Dana, it's got some speed. Certainly has shown that it can get out of the gate pretty well. So I think other than the last race, just kind of had a little tough start coming out of the race in that Mucho Macho Man race at Gulfstream Park. But I think this horse is going to contribute to the speed. I don't know that he has any real chance to win. 21 morning line. Lou Ramirez, good trainer, has a good stats, 9% down there at Gulfstream Park. But this is not my cup of tea, John.
Definitely a horse that I would include underneath. When you look at his pattern, when he won that first race, he's a Florida bred, won it, as the favorite, like he should have. Then he put him right into a restricted stake race there. And Strategic Risk, who won that race, he did all the dirty work on the front end, and they came and got him. And, Strategic Risk ran off the screen and won by 9 lengths. So he's 3 by 10. Right. It's not like terrible because Strategic Risk was so good. Strategic Risk, if you remember, just ran an 87 buyer and won the Smarty Jones at Oaklawn.
Yes.
So definitely holds up his line there. Then comes out of the 1 turn at Gulfstream, the Mucho Macho Man. Commandment was a big favorite, wins by 6. So he ran into 2 absolute, really good horses. Horse that, at the price 20-1, give him another shot. I don't know if he's going to be on my pick 5 tickets, but definitely a horse that could maybe hang around for, second, seeing that there's really no big speed in this race other than, Cannoneer, which I have, on a loose lead. So Roger That Dana can maybe sit that trip second or third, maybe pick up pieces, and that 20-1 run second at Cannoneer. So definitely one I would use under, but on the win end, really tough to find. Project Ace, the 3-horse, Dale Romans, Corey Lannery, coming off of a bit of a layoff here, took 3 starts to win that restricted maiden race. which probably had something to do with the restriction being like the auction value. Since the horse was bought for 40, was eligible for those 50 and below maiden special weights that the Kentucky circuit runs, is a Kentucky bred. So was running against horses that were purchased, for under 50 or 40,000, not facing those $250,000, $1 million horses. So it was a little easier competition. But in a pace dependent race, this horse comes from the clouds, only beat restricted maidens, stepping into the stake, really a tough task. And with no pace signed on, I don't think he's, at this stage quick enough, maybe get third or fourth, but I can't see any better than that.
I agree. 20 to 1 more line. Dale Roman, certainly a high quality trainer. The horse comes from the clouds, but I don't think in this short field, which already was kind of short with only 9 runners, and now you only got 7 and only one really proven speed horse, as you mentioned already, Cannoneer. I don't see this horse doing much. Maybe he'll pick up a spot in a superfecta if you're looking for a price. He does have in the field the 99 late pace speed figure is the best late pace speed figure in the field.
Yep. Yes, it is.
If that gives him a little bit of an edge to close, if there is any speed battle, which there might not be, like you said, it projects to be the pace projector from the DRF has Cannoneer out on a loose lead, but we'll see how that plays out, John. Okay, so the number 4 Global Aviator. This horse, I think, has a little bit of a chance. I mean, I think he's only tried 1 turn, obviously 6 furlongs, broke his maiden. Joe Bravo, underrated rider. Everybody knows his name. I think he doesn't get the recognition that he has that he should get as a good rider. And there was a decent, 6 horses in that field. Who did he beat? Well, it looks like nobody came out of that road race. That looks like they're going to be something special. But he put up a super buyer, 85 first time out, trying 2 turns for the first time. I think that has a good chance for him to improve. I think at 5 to 1, Rohan Cricken has this horse ready to run. I don't think he has to come from the clouds. I think he can get up with the front runners a little sooner than, let's say, a horse like the number 3 Project Ace can. So I give this horse a decent chance to get in the mix, John.
Yeah, I look at him the same way. He's definitely in the mix. The 85 buyer, even the guys that do the buyers, and Randy Moss is on that buyer team that gives out the numbers. And he said this is the toughest number to give because that day at Gulfstream, it was the only dirt sprint race. So they have nothing to go by. They're not comparing it to nothing. So that 85 could be an aberration, and it could come out to maybe a 70. It could be a 91. They don't know. They were guessing
either way. They don't know
on that number.
I didn't know that. Interesting.
What you believe there. But visually, if you watch the race, he did get off slow, was pretty far back there. Then when they asked him to go, he circled the field quickly, got to the lead, and it looked like the horse Treptow was the odds-on favorite there. Treptow, and he held him at bay the whole stretch. So pretty game performance for a first-time starter. Definitely one that, see how that buyer that speed rating comes back. I think he did complete the last quarter in 24, so they came home okay. It's a wait and see a kind of approach for me. I don't know if I believe that number or not. Will be closer, like you said. He doesn't have to be that far back.
No, and he is out of Into Mischief, which gives him. I'm sorry, no, he's not out of Into Mischief. My bad. Go ahead.
Okay. That moves on to number 5, Cannoneer. With the scratches, this horse, I got him lone on the lead. He's the speed of the speed. He faced a 12-horse field last time.
That's huge. That's a big plus.
His first start at Churchill early in the spring. He was an early 2-year-old for Brad Cox, which is not his usual MO for Stone Street Stables. And then he partnered up with St. Elias Stable to purchase this horse for $1.75 million.
Yeah,
$2 million purchase that started in June. It was like that's just unbelievable that they would rush that horse along. And he was supposed to be Pegasus coming into that race. He was bet down to 45 cents on a dollar, under 1 to 2. And I guess he ran okay, but just got caught by Comport. Yeah. Comport turned out to be a nice horse, and he won, a stake race or 2 that last summer.
Yeah.
So, then he regrouped a little bit, and they gave him more time, which is probably what he needed. Came back at Churchill Downs, and that's what he was expected to do. And he drew off in a 12-horse field, whereas the next horse we talk about was a 4-horse field. So if you're getting 2-1 here on this horse, who I think could be Lone Speed, he's going to control the pace, and I think he should have no trouble getting the distance this time of year. But somebody going forward, I don't know if he's ultimately going to turn into that Derby 1.25 mile horse. He might be more comfortable in that 1 1/16 to 7 furlong mid range. But Cannoneer would probably be my top pick in this race, based on the scratches and the way the race is going to set up.
Yeah, I think with the scratch of the 6 and the 9, both had pace figures that you would expect those 2 horses to be somewhere near the front with Cannoneer. Now I don't see that horse, other than, like you said, John, being out on the lonely lead. You got Irad Ortiz on him again, who was on him when he won the last time out by 7. Again, it was a big field. Put a nice buyer speed figure up there at 7 furlongs. Is out of Into Mischief. I was a little bit ahead of myself on the last discussion, talking about the 4-horse. So this horse should relish 2 turns with no problem whatsoever. Yeah, I think it's going to be hard to beat. There's no question. But I am going to go right now to the next horse, skipping the 6, who scratched the 7, Nearly. I really like this horse. I think this horse, okay, you mentioned it already, John. He was in a 4-horse field. Okay, so what? You beat who's in front of you. That doesn't say much. He was bumped hard at the break. If you look at the race, still won by 5. And quite frankly, I don't think Johnny V even asked him from what I saw watching the replay. I don't think he even asked him. That was an optional claiming 75. Okay, trying 2 turns now for the first time, but out of not this time, his distance Hamilton is by far, at least by far, but certainly the highest in the field. He had another good workout the last time on January 24th. So he had actually a couple workouts since he had that 97 buyer speed figure. I see him improving here. I know what he said. He's only beat a 4-horse field last time out. I think Johnny V, after riding this horse in this race, I really think he's going to win it. I think Johnny V is going to have a little Derby fever. That's my feeling.
Yeah, I got he's a Florida bred, against the Kentucky breds, at the low odds. If he gets pounded off the table, 4-5 or something like that, winning that 4-horse race, those buyers usually get inflated if somebody wins by, open lengths in those races. He sat there last in that field, and, they did all the dirty work on the front, and he did run by him, without being asked. He did what he was supposed to do, beat the heavy favorite in that 4-horse race. Basically, the first time out at Aqueduct, that was, open maiden special weight. And he did get bet, and there's some horses in that race that came back to, do good. School Dream came back to win. Epic Summer, I believe, is somewhere. Was Epic Summer in this card somewhere along the way, or no?
I think he might have been. Oh, yeah.
Epic Summer's in the 8th race. So Epic Summer, let's take a look here. Epic Summer. Yeah, he's 5-1 in the Swale Stakes, whereas it's not much, that was in October when this horse got beat 13 lengths. Yeah. But Epic Summer came out of that race when he won, ran in the Mucho Macho Man, and got beat 13 lengths. So that was stretching out for Epic Summer. Now Nearly put it together the last 2, beat a maiden special. At the low odds, I mean, I'm going to have him on the ticket defensively, but he's going to have to come and beat me at odds on. I don't think he's one of those standout odds on horses. There's others that could step forward and, at a better price. I'm willing to take a chance. Okay. So definitely a win contender, but at the low odds,
he's my pick. Nearly is my pick, and I hope he wins. The last race before this 4-horse field, it was in the race before there were 8 horses in the field. He beat them by 9, won by 9 lengths. So I don't think the fact there's only 7 horses in this field. I think he's going to clearly just stay up with the leaders. When Johnny V hits the go button, I think this horse is going to go. I don't see him winning by 9 lengths, but I know Johnny V knows that Cannoneer is in this race. I think if there's any horse, and we'll see how this plays out tomorrow, John. If there's any horse with a jockey who I think is not going to let Cannoneer get away 100, like completely alone, it's going to be that horse.
We shall see. Wait and see approach.
We
All
shall
right.
see. We shall see.
Number 9, Bravaro.
I'm ready.
Second time starter. It's a New York bred for Safi Joseph. This horse was kept in Saratoga all summer working out, hoping to make a debut in Saratoga. Didn't make it. Came back starting his career at Aqueduct, Belmont and Aqueduct, end of September. And did what he was supposed to do. Win a New York bred, maiden special weight. Was 5-1. And that race turns out to be pretty strong, maiden special weight for New York breds. A couple horses out of there came back to win that really are not even on your lines here. So if you look at that race, totally 12-horse race, there's some good stuff back there.
Sure.
Then ran in the Sleepy Hollow, first time mile, even though it's a one-turn mile there, was, odds-on favorite. Again, 6 horses, and improved his buyer moving forward. And basically, it's the same trifecta as the maiden special weight. So they all came out of that race. Even they were maidens, ran in that race again. And Bravaro beat the same horses the way he did. But since that race, 4th and 1 came back to win. So it's a New York bred with definitely some upside. They've been working it down here at Palm Meadows.
Sure.
And a horse that maybe could sit off the pace a little bit. Will be sitting on the outside of the 7 Nearly, but I think Nearly will drop back, a little bit, and this one might be able to sneak in front of it a little bit. Tough read to, but at 8-1, watch the odds board. Somebody that could definitely be a key, second or third on the win end. Could definitely win, but I'm going to try to, beat it with others, but definitely a shot.
Well, a lot of people talking about the combination of Safi Joseph Jr., again, one of the best trainers in Gulfstream, if not around the country, with Gaffaleo, Skippy Longstocking. Everybody's all hopped up on that. They won, last time out, 25-1, whatever they were. So that's this horse is getting a little bit of a wise guy kind of angle because of that. He's got some speed. I agree with you. I don't think he's going to be too far out when the race starts, but not so sure he's got a chance to win. Again, we know who I like. I know who you like. We're just going to have to wait and see tomorrow to see how that pans out. But I do want to give a little heads up for tomorrow when John and I head to Monmouth Park for the NHC contest, which I'm very excited about. I was hoping to be there 6 weeks ago. I'm definitely going to be there this week, tomorrow. I'm traveling up there with our friend Tommy T. I'm just going to give you a little teaser, John. I know, teasers sometimes would sound good in football, but we'll talk a little bit about it in horse racing too. The 9th race at Gulfstream Park. Before I handicapped it, I looked at it. I said, this is a wide open race. I still think it's wide open, but I have a horse in here that I'll talk about tomorrow when we get to our late pick 5 talk that I really like this horse a lot. And I am going to use this horse quite a bit in my bid to make my seat at the NHC. And like I said, John, that would be one of the best exactas ever if there was an exacta at the NHC that consisted of John Costin and Fred York. That'd be a great exacta, John. So let's try and get it.
That would be the greatest picture by the leaderboard. Both of us pointing to our names, first and second. Both get NHC seats. 2 of the co-hosts from the Let It Run podcast. That could put us on the map, Fred.
Hey, let's do it. I think we got a good chance. I think the fact that tomorrow's contest is only going to be the 2 tracks, Gulfstream and Tampa. Aqueduct obviously canceled once again, rightfully so, with the bitterly cold weather we're still having up here in the Northeast. So we only have to use minimum of 7 races. Spend your $150 before you're done. I think it's a great contest. I know I'm looking forward to it, John. Absolutely.
Yeah, they'll probably be in the area of 100 to 120 entries.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like you're competing against, a 500-person field trying to get 2 seats. A lot of guys play 2 entries. So you might have 60 or 70 guys there, 50 of them with 2 entries and others with 1. So it's not going to be a huge field. It's doable. If you could turn your $150 bankroll into $1,200, that can get you a seat, depending on where the prices are coming and how the contest starts out early. if somebody starts hitting, something early, two guys, and they already got, 1,500 early, then guys go into chase mode and they're trying to, hit some
Sure.
crazy ones, and the contest could get like out of control. But if it's a lot of mid-price chalky horses and nobody took a swing yet, the leader is going to be around that 3 to 5 to 600 all day
Yeah.
long. So
Yeah.
everybody's in the mix. You need that one key horse, that one key bet at the right time. And it's funny you mentioned the 9th race at Gulfstream tomorrow, which is getting late in the day where you got to, push. And I got a horse in there that I would push all in if the system, if the contest called for it. And if
It's not the same horse.
and if it's the same horse, I know the horse is going to be, he's not the program favorite. He will be the program favorite tomorrow. He will be the betting favorite tomorrow. That's what I'm afraid of. He's going to get so much action.
We'll talk about that tomorrow. In the meantime, we will be live tomorrow at 12:30 from Monmouth Park, myself and John, and a couple of special guests. John, I think you said Gus from Big Brisnet's going to be with us tomorrow. Gus Alonso.
Yes, we'll have sort of boots on the ground. So we'll have somebody in the state of Florida can give us an update,
Sure.
weather conditions down there. And, he's right around the corner from Tampa. And I'm sure he's doing his spotlight selections for Gulfstream tomorrow with the Holy Bull card. So
Yes.
he'll be on there to join us. And hopefully Mark Miller, who covered one of the shows on Saturday when Fred was in rehab there recovering, he did a great job breaking down the races. So
That's the guy who looks like Bruce Koepka. That's the golfer.
That's the golfer, Bruce Koepka.
The guy just came from the Live Tour.
Yeah, that's him. Same guy. So, hopefully, he'll be with us live and jump on, and we'll have a nice round table. And there's some really fun late races at Gulfstream. At first glance, it looked like, all favorites. I'm like, more I dived into it, there's a lot of favorites I want to try to beat. And we got some price angles in there, whether it's a good contest play or it's good to spread on a pick five. So different ways you approach this. A contest play is not necessarily a horse that you like to include on a pick five, whereas a horse you include in a pick five, you include it, but might not be a contest play. So there's two different ways to handicap and strategize. So we're going to find out tomorrow whose strategy works out the best and who gets lucky and pulls the trigger at the right time. If you avoid a horse that you liked and didn't bet it and it loses, that's free bullets in your holster. Worst thing is you didn't pull the trigger, the horse wins, pay $17, and you're kicking yourself. So see what happens.
Good point, John. Well, listen, you're probably the most experienced guy participating in this contest, and the guys are going to be there tomorrow, as far as I know. I mean, I don't know how many contests.
There's some heavy hitters. You're going to see that leaderboard, and I'll point them out early in the day that, you're going to have your top 10 guys that are just killers in contests.
Well, listen, join us tomorrow. We'll be on 12:30 going over the late pick five. You can catch us on multiple streaming apps and social channels, including Capital Sports Network. We have our article on the pick five that was put up on the Florida Sports Talk website. You can check that out. Look at our previous articles, and even they have some of our previous podcasts on there. Or just check out Capital Sports Network. And John, before I do our final goodbye, do you have any final words?
No, I'm just gonna put a little bit more time in. I'm pretty prepared for tomorrow, so looking forward to I'm happy with the cards. Usually I'm not happy with Tampa Bay, but since I went there last week and put a lot of time into the Wednesday and Friday card and the Saturday card last week, and we did extremely well. We hit 3 out of the 4 pick fives that we played. So, that was great. And I get a little more comfortable with Tampa Bay now. So I kind of got a good feel for it. Can't wait for tomorrow. They got a great card. They got over 100 horses entered on 9 race card. So their average is like 10.8 horses per race.
At Tampa.
Beautiful, beautiful card.
Listen, I was watching some in Tampa today. I want to keep an eye on a jockey. What was his name? He was like 3 for 3. I'll see how Marquez does today. Keep an eye on him. He's been hot down there, and doesn't have the name of Centeno or Marin or Camacho. I'm going to take a look at that guy and see how he did today down there, Tampa Bay, Marquez jockey. But hey, so let's check it out tomorrow. We'll have a good time. Just remember to bet smart, cheer hard. We hope we have a lot of fast horses because we know that's going to equal tomorrow could equal really serious fun, John. And until tomorrow, just let him run. Have a good night. Good luck. And John, study hard.
All right. We'll see you in the morning tomorrow and see everybody live at 12:30. Thanks for joining us.
Bye-bye.